I have some huge breaking news for you in the Fanatec sim racing situation. This is bigger than the Fanatec CEO being dismissed. This goes to the whole viability of Fanatec and maybe Fanatec shutting down and ending business. I'm going to explain everything for you here, so by the end of this video you are going to know what this means for Fanatec, what this means more importantly for you, and I'm going to answer some of your key questions that you've been asking me in the comments to my videos. So this breaking news situation has just been released to investors, and it's going to talk about the banks, it's going to talk about Fanatec complying with obligations, it's going to talk about the cliff edge where if Fanatec don't have this sorted out, then the banks are going to ask for their money back, and this is the sort of apocalypse situation for Fanatec. So let me just explain a couple of terms to you. I know you guys and girls watching these videos are so informed. I see you in the comments. I'm so lucky to have you in this community. So this is what's going on. Fanatec is basically the brand name of a traded company called Endor AG. Endor AG has taken a lot of money from banks, or taken money from banks that it needs to repay. This is fairly common in business. You have banking arrangements, you have credit, and you take a big lump sum of money up front and then you pay back monthly or whatever, part of that until you've repaid the loan. What's happened is I think Fanatec have been struggling to repay the loans, or they haven't been complying with some of the conditions of the loan. That could be, for example, the profitability of the company, the cash flow of the company. So it looks like those banking loan agreements have actually been technically breached by Fanatec. This is what I can infer from the public investor statements. What has definitely happened is the banks and Fanatec have entered into another agreement whereby if Fanatec complies with that other agreement and keeps complying with it, then the banks won't ask for all their money back. And remember, if the banks ask for all their own money back, that is the disaster situation. Fanatec will have to find that money from everywhere. It'll have to probably sell stock, maybe discounted stock. It might have to sell property or other assets it has, do whatever it can to pay back the banks. And it just might not be able to do that, in which case the banks might be able to go to court and get the court to enforce Fanatec to sell assets, and then you have people coming in like bailiffs in the UK and all that kind of stuff. So that is the doomsday scenario. So what has happened, let me explain. I'm going to read this directly from the investor statement but also explain to you. So the lending banks have confirmed to Endor AG, aka Fanatec, that the suspensive conditions of the standstill agreement have been met. So the standstill agreement is this third agreement that is basically putting off the doomsday scenario, and the banks have confirmed to Fanatec that the suspensive conditions of that have been met. So they are suspending calling back. Probably the dismissal of Thomas Jackermeier was a key condition, and there are probably a number of other conditions that we don't really know about but we can guess. And therefore the bridging loans are extended until June 30th, 2024. So this is a thing I identified when I went to interview the Fanatec CEO in Germany. It was March the 30th was the cliff edge. That has now been extended to June the 30th. So Fanatec have until June the 30th to start complying with the terms of their loans ultimately. The standstill agreement is valid until June 30, 2024. So as of June 30th, that kind of protection goes away. Fanatec has committed to the lending banks to fulfill certain ongoing obligations. For example, having Thomas Jackermeier not as CEO. In the event of non-fulfillment, this is absolutely critical. Remember, I'm going to get into questions on what this means for you. In the event of non-fulfillment, the banks are entitled to early termination of the standstill agreement. So, if Fanatec does not keep the obligations it's committed to, the banks seemingly at any point can say, that's it, terminating it, pay us back all our money. And it looks like Fanatec won't be able to pay back all that money at the moment. If you look at the balance sheet, then there isn't enough cash in the business probably to pay it back. But you have to interpret that how you interpret it. So I'm going to get on some key questions for you. But firstly, I do want to say I have a Fanatec order open at the moment. I have money with Fanatec. I'm actually expecting a Fanatec delivery today. So I am with you here as a customer. I'm not a YouTuber that's making money on affiliate links. When you see reviews of Fanatec products on YouTube, they all have affiliate links that you might not know, but then the YouTuber's getting whatever it is, 5-10% of the commission. I'm not doing that. I don't make any money from Fanatec, so I'm on your side here. Here are the 3 questions. Should you cancel Fanatec orders? This is, so like I said, I have one open at the moment. I have not personally cancelled my Fanatec order. I feel like I need to be really responsible here. If, hypothetically, everyone was to cancel Fanatec orders, it would almost certainly bring about a situation where Fanatec would not be complying with the terms of its standstill agreement, and therefore the banks could call in the money, if that makes sense. It would be like a run on the bank. So I don't think it would be responsible for anyone to say, you know, suffer back cancellation. What I would say from a nuanced perspective is, if you're okay with potentially losing your order, you understand that it's a bit of a risky purchase right now, then I would say keep it. That's what I've done with my order. It's a relative, you know, it's an order that ultimately, if it doesn't come through, then it's not going to bankrupt me. If you made a big order around Black Friday 2023 and it's a big order for you, and you've been emailing customer service and you haven't had responses and you feel like you've been fobbed off, then I would say that's a very legitimate area to say, that's it, I'm going to cancel my order, whether that's through your credit card company or whatnot, and I'm going to get the money back in my pocket because I need to look after, number one, I need to look after me. So there's a sliding scale here. I wouldn't say everyone should cancel Fanatec orders, but I would say everyone who has a Fanatec order should look at it and assess it and evaluate it and make sure you're comfortable with the risk position that you're in. That's my sort of like just consumer general advice there. Second question is, should you make new Fanatec orders? Again, a very interesting question, because it just seems, firstly, Fanatec make money when you make the order. They don't charge you on dispatch like companies like Amazon do. So if people stop making Fanatec orders, again, it will be like the run on the bank, and it could bring about the demise of Fanatec. So I don't think it's responsible to say, you know, stop making Fanatec orders. But in reality, again, when you're looking on the Fanatec website, please, please, please look at that in the context of what we know, what I'm telling you from the public information about Fanatec, and make an informed decision. I don't think it's responsible for anyone anywhere on the internet to review Fanatec products from today, really, without letting you know about the issues with the loan agreement and the banks and the standstill and the 30th of June cutoff. Because if you make an order now, there is a increased chance that you will actually never get your product. That just seems to be the reality of it compared to, say, 2 years ago. So look at it in that light. But again, if it's an order that you're comfortable, it may never come. If it's not a significant amount of money for you, then crack on. If it's going to be a big order, then I would really make sure you're comfortable with that risk profile. The third question is, should you be concerned about warranty repairs? It's a great question, and it ties into the first two questions, because if you're not going to cancel, or if you're going to make an order, you're doing it on the basis that you're going to have warranty protection. By the way, please do subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I love making them for you. I just I feel really, you know, proud that I can sort of try and give you this information, just to help you make informed decisions. Should you be concerned about warranty repairs? I think 100% yes, that's the reality. I would say that is the thing that looks the longest into the future. Where is Fanatec going to be in 2 years' time? Do the banks think Fanatec is going to be there in 2 years' time? Does the stock market think Fanatec is going to be there in 2 years' time? Obviously, none of this video is investment advice or anything on that level. So the thing that I've purchased, I am not really counting on having warranty repair, but it's not a particularly complicated piece of equipment. If you're buying a brand new direct drive system, one of their brand new products to market, that is a little bit untested, there's not a lot of reviews about it, and you would normally be counting on having that warranty protection in your back pocket, again, I would really think, how comfortable are you potentially not having that warranty protection in the future? It's a really important question. Let me know more of your questions in the comments. Make sure you have seen my interview with the Fanatec CEO or ex-CEO, so you are comfortable. I personally want Fanatec to survive. I want there to be good competition in the sim racing space, but it's definitely dark days. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.